What's going on, my friends? It's been a while. Wanted to get on and say, hey, all is still going well. It really is. Feel a lot better than I have in a long time. I probably mentioned that on my last video that I feel so great. Thank God, for some reason I do. It tells me that surgery on my neck was a success. I had other things probably going on I didn't realize. That's why it's important to keep your back and your spine healthy. That's for sure. But anyway, all is great. I'm driving here and I passed somebody who had a custom built van here down the interstate here in Charleston. It made me think. And it was something I had heard someone mention. And I'm pretty sure it was a YouTube video I was watching. And I think this is a really cool point that most people don't seem to understand, is that, they think because you're buying a certain RV or you're building it yourself, you're going to do it yourself, that you're not going to have any problems or any breakdowns, or nothing's going to break and nothing's going to go wrong. And I'm here to tell you that that's simply not the case. It is just not the case. It doesn't matter whether you pay $1 million for that RV, you get one of those Prevost buses done, or a Tiffin Phaeton, or whether you build your own van, the smallest of the amount of money to the largest, you're going to have maintenance. And someone made the best point in the world, and I'm going to pass this on. This didn't come from me, but I thought it was such a great point that I would hammer it at home no matter what, And I don't think it makes any difference whether I'm going back to RV or if I self-built a van. I think what's most important is what works best for you. Just because I want to go back to RV doesn't mean that I'm done with van life. Hence, that the one I want is pretty much going to be a van anyway. But I mentioned that the same amount of money that I were to put in the van I have, I would spend the same money just buying the RV that I want. And that's the reason why I'm doing that. Is just going to go to that. It's easier for me that way. But they said the point they made was, don't let the coach /RV own you. You own that coach. You own that RV. In other words, just because something breaks or you get a leak, don't go crying and yelling, oh, it's a bad RV and it's problems, don't buy it. That's not the case. Don't let it own you and get you down. You're going to have those things. Just fix it and go on with it. In fact, you're going to have latches that are going to break it, little tight hinges and stuff. What you do if you buy a new RV is just go to the manufacturer and say, let me order a handful of these latches, these knobs. I'm going to have them just in case. Spare parts. You need them. They're going to break. I can't tell you how many times I bought new guitars, expensive guitars. I've had to have spare parts. Something broke. Strings break all the time. That's just wear and tear. You're going to change strings. But, amplifiers and just things. But not just that, just things in general. They're going to pop and you're going to need to replace them. They're going to break. So, don't let it own you. You own it. And if you build your own van, don't be discouraged if something happens that you didn't build it right. It's one thing if the whole thing just collapsed and fell apart. That's not the case. Listen, with the van I built, there's going to be maintenance. I've already had maintenance. I've done things already with it. In fact, one of the maintenance things with my van is my flooring. Any of you know, if you build your own van, unless you have an RV that has a one-piece floor system that's laminated on, or that Asdel composite, it's a floating floor. You never glue it down. You don't nail it down. You have a serious problem if you do that. And mine shifts. And sometimes it's the kind of flooring that I have is a vinyl plank, where it latches together and the top sides click together, kind of like miniature Legos. It just snap together. Sometimes it'll come up, and then even the flooring guys say, you may see it in your house. It happens in homes. You just take a little rubber mallet or something, you just tap it down. Just keep your eye for it. Tap it. It's not that it's bad. It's just a maintenance thing. You got to take care of these. Like in some of these RVs, they'll say like some of those border trim pieces will come undone. They're tacked down. You can take screws that are the same size as that tack and screw them in. It'll hold it a lot longer and much more efficiently. But there's things you can do. But it's maintenance things. You're going to have to go tap those at your house. It doesn't matter. Even at your house, it's the same way. You're going to have hinges that need oiling, and you're going to have things that are going to go wrong and need adjusting. A door is not going to shut right. A cabinet's not going to It's a par for the course, you know. So like I say, that's important with that. But with that said, van is still for sale. I still have a lot of interest. It's kind of like almost the same pattern when I had my RV when I sold it. You have a little quiet time. But I got a call from a lady the other day who was really interested in it. But again, it just all depends on what they want. Showed a lot of interest, but they're just going through the let me see what I want to do phase, that kind of thing. So we shall see. Whoever buys my van is going to get a great vehicle. I love it. It's an awesome vehicle, but I just have my reasons why I just would rather go back RV, and I'll probably get into that later at a later time. It's just in more detail of why I wanted to. I think either one, it's going with what works best for you. You know, I know if I, even without a professional build, if I had to live in a van like that without building it, put that much money into it, I could do it. It's easy. It's nothing. Some of you do. And I think it's awesome. I think the best advice I can give, I've learned since I've built one and I've been in an RV, and the one guy that gave that advice, and I think it's so true, is Crone Valdez. He said, start with a minimum of things and then see what you want before you go into a big build and commit. Then you'll know when you build it, you know exactly what you want. And I think that's so ideal. Don't put a lot of money into it first. Just, you know, see what you want to do. And I think it will, I think you will come out so much better when you figure out what you want in your build. You really will. And that's the best way to do it. Just start small and just figure out what you want to do. You know, there's things with this build I think I would have done differently. I know there is. And when everybody's first RV or first van build, I always build another or change things because there's always something they thought they wanted, but then they had to go back and go, I'd rather have, like for instance, I love my chest fridge. I think it's incredible. But I probably would have built an upright fridge in there. A lot better. Space saving. Just some different things I think I would have done. Maybe I probably would have just went ahead and done a shower. I probably would have done my bed differently and had it slide over and some more cabinetry and something different. Yeah, that's neither here nor there. You can do that until you drive yourself crazy. I love the van and I think it's awesome. Anyway, all is well. Just wanted to check in. Hope you guys are doing well. I will keep you posted on the van sale and other things that go on. I'm still hopefully planning a trip this summer, but I'm just kind of figuring out when this van will sell and how that's going to go. I know I've got my music conference in Los Angeles in October. It depends on when and where and how that's going to fall into play. I do know I'm going to shoot across on that conference. I'm going to drive it. I just don't want to fly. I mean, not that I'm scared of it. I just don't right now feel like flying, and I'd rather drive it. I'd love to get in a car and drive cross country and do that sort of thing. But anyway, I'm off. I will see you guys on the next video. Have a great one, and thank you again for watching. Be cool. Bye.